Hi, good evening. Hi. I think in last class we discussed about pricing procedure, right? Pricing procedure that we can check in ME23N. Yes, this is our pricing procedure with access sequence. Right. Okay. I think pricing procedure is completed. Now we'll move to next level. Output determination also completed, right? Next one is next topic is terms of payments. Terms of payments. Usually this will be maintained in financial accounting, but at the time of creation of purchase order we can assign terms of payments. Okay. So what is terms of payments? Terms of payments is time given from vendor to make the payment. So after purchase of material we need to pay to vendor, right? So that much, how much time he is going to give, that is what we call as terms of payment. In terms of payments we are having two types. So number one is discount payment. Discount payment. Second one is installment payment. Installment payment. So first we'll discuss discount payment. First we'll discuss discount payment. So what is discount payment? Say as I told you, vendor is giving some time to clear the payment. So assume that vendor has given 30 days credit. 30 days time to give the 30 days time given to clear the payment. 30 days credit. That is what we call 30 days credit limit or credit, like that. So assume that you purchase some material on 1st of February. So this is what we call as invoice or purchase date. Purchase or invoice date. Assume that purchase or invoice date. As per this condition, we need to clear the payment within 1st of March. This is what we call as due date. This is what we call as due date. So we need to clear that payment within this month, within this date, right? So that is what we call as due date. But although vendor has given 30 days time to clear, but to attract the payment, vendor may offer some discounts. Like here we'll create two terms. One is RP2T, that is two terms. So here vendor condition will be if you are making the payment within 15 days, although he is giving 30 days, but if you make the payment within 15 days, then you will get maybe 3% discount. So clear the payment within 15 days, although 30 days given, but if you make the payment within 15 days, you will get 3% discount. So after 15 days, for 15 days, no discount. After 15 days, there is no discount. Then we'll give or we'll create one more terms like RP3T. Here condition is if you are making the payment within 10 days, then you will get 5% discount. 5% discount, and if you fails to make the payment within 10 days, then you are having another option. If you are making payment within 20 days, then discount maybe 3%, and after 20 days no discount is there. Okay. So this terms of payments is depend upon or differs from vendor to vendor and material to material. Okay, so vendor may give more percentage of discount, or vendor may give some less percentage of discount, or duration may be 30 days or 15 days or 1 month or 45 days, like that. That depend upon vendor and material, right? So it may be differs. It may differ vendor to vendor and material to material. It may differ. Okay, here. So after creation of this, after configuration of these terms, we need to assign these terms of payments into vendor account, or else directly we can assign terms of payments into purchase order. So both option is there. Either you can assign the terms of payments into vendor master record or vendor account, or else you can assign this into purchase order directly. Okay, so either one of these, any one terms of payments is going to assign in vendor master or in purchase order. In purchase order. In purchase order directly. Okay. So we'll go into system and we'll try to create the purchase order. Sorry, we'll create the terms of payments. After that, we are going to assign that. So configurations wise, here maintain terms of payments, then end user work, assign terms of payments into vendor master or into PO, purchase order. Okay, so this is nothing. We'll go into system. As of now, while creating vendor, we assign the standard terms of payments, but we are going to create a new terms of payments now, and that will be assigned to vendor. Okay, so I'll come to system. I'll go with IMG. And here go with materials management also you can go, and there is option to create the terms of payments in financial accounting also. Okay, so I'll go with materials management, then they're going to purchasing, vendor master, then here define terms of payments. T code is OM E2. If you observe, we are having one option to create the Incoterms. As we discussed what is Incoterms is, here you can create your own Incoterms. As I told you, we are having so many Incoterms, international commercial terms. CFR means cost and freight, CIF cost, insurance and freight, CIP cost, insured freight free, cash on delivery, freight free, border delivery. Like that, we are having so many Incoterms. If you want to create your Incoterms, you can create. It is very simple. Just click on new entry and give the Incoterms by using any 3 characters and description of that terms, and you need to, if you want location mandatory, you need to select this one, otherwise leave blank. Okay. Okay, so we are not going to create this Incoterms, we will use that one, the standard one we will use. Now define terms of payments, we will go and we will create the discount payment. T code is OME2, just click on that. And here we are having so many terms of payments, right? Earlier we were using this terms of payments, right? 0001 that we are going to assign to vendor. Now what I'll do, we are going to create our own terms of payments. So click on new entries, and here I need to mention the payment terms like RP. Someone has created RP2T, right? Okay. RP T12. And here my explanation is 5% in, okay. Or else what I will give 3%, right? 3% in 15 days and 30 days is due. 30 days due means we need to clear the payment within 30 days. Then account type. These terms will be applicable for both customer vendor. In that way we can create, or else we can create separate terms of payment for customer and separate terms of payment for customer. So here I am not going to maintain a separate terms, so I am going to use the same term for both customer and vendor. And fixed days and additional months, what does it mean? Fixed days means we are going to pay the payment on any one of days. Say I am ready to pay, I am going to pay the dues on every month, 15th of every month. So I am not going to follow this terms payment. If I am going to maintain like this, what does it mean? On every month I am going to pay 15th. So I am not going to follow the terms and payments according to vendor. So I am making the payment on 15th of every month. That's it. If you want, you can maintain like this, but no vendor is assigning or no vendor accepting all these kind of things. Vendor is going to give us some time. So in that case, we are not going to use this one. Okay, baseline date calculation we are not going to use. Block key and payment method. At the time of vendor creation, we can block the key, or we can block the key means block for payment. So I'll tell you what is the reason for blocking the payment. Then payment method, in which method we are going to pay. We are having in India 3 types of method. Either we can pay the money through cash, bank transfer and check. Either one of these we can use. Here you can mention what type of methods we are using to make the payment. See, check payment is there, and bank transfer is there. Yes, T. So this is some other language. Again, this we are not going to assign it here. At the time of creation of vendor, I'll show that one. There we can maintain the payment method. And here we are having default baseline date. And here the document date, posting date and entry date. I'll let you know what is the differences between these dates. So document date means invoice date, then posting date, reference date, then entry date, end user entry date. Okay, end user entry date. What is invoice date? Invoice date means whenever. So what do you mean by this baseline date? Means vendor is giving 30 days time to clear the payment, but on which or from which date we need to start, right? Either need to start from document date or posting date or entry date. 30 days need to calculate, right? 30 days means on which day, which date we need to calculate. So invoice date means after receipt of material, vendor is going to raise the invoice. That is what we call as document date. Then posting date means reference date, purchase order date, and entry date means end user enter in the system that date. So usually here the terms of payments usually calculate on the document date. Whenever we receive the material, after that vendor is going to raise the invoice. After that, from that day we are calculating 30 days. Okay, and if company or vendor is giving the discount, then there is no option of installment. Both option will not be provided, right? Only one option will be provided. Only either discount or installment. Both option will not be given, right? Any company will not be given both options, either discount or installment. Here I am maintaining the discount, so I am not selecting installment payment. Here I mention the percentage, say 3%, 15 days, 0%, 30 days. Save this. Next entry, click on next entry, RP T3. Then here I will give the explanation like this: 5% in 10 days, 3% in 20 days, and 30 days is due. So this conditions is for both customer and vendor. I am not going to change anything here. Then this also I am not going to maintain. And here default for baseline date I am going to select document date. And as I told you, company is giving discount, then there is no question of installment. If they are giving the installment, then there is no question of discount. So here I am maintaining the discount. I am not going to select installment payment. 5% in 10 days, 3% in 20 days, and 30 days. Save this. Now either one of these terms of payments I need to assign to vendor master record. For that I will go with easy access. Easy access, logistics, materials management, purchasing, master data, vendor, central, XK02 change. XK02 change. Okay, here company code RPL, then purchase organization RPPO, here I will select any one of vendor. I am going to select this vendor. Okay, I am going to select payment transaction under company code data. We are having two payment transactions. In general data also we are having the payment transaction, and company code data also we are having payment transaction. So this payment transaction which is there in general data, that is vendor's bank details, and under company code data the terms of payments which just now we created, right? So you need to select payment transaction under company code data, click on enter. See here, yeah. I think we maintained schema group, pricing procedure. Yes, we did right. Simply wasting of time. Okay, so we already created and we assigned the terms of payment, right? This one we completed, pricing procedure we did, and release strategy we will do today. Okay. Release strategy. So what I'll do in the sheet, I'll do that one because it is easy to understand. Otherwise, the time will be get wasted. Release strategy. Release strategy. So what is release strategy? Release strategy is nothing but all our purchase order can be monitor and approve from higher authority. So we can maintain the configuration in that way. All the purchase order before going into vendor, it will go to our higher authority and they are going to give the approvals. After approval, that will get released to vendor. So as of now, what are the orders we are making, right? So as of now, without release, as of now, whenever we require the material, what we do, we are going to post the purchase order. So in that purchase order, or that purchase order will go to vendor. Vendor is going to check the availability of the material. If he is having the material with him, then what he do, he will going to deliver the material to us. Then we are going to show, or we are going to post the entry goods receipt, right? This is as of now we are doing. But after release, it will not like this. The purchase order will not be like this. So we are going to post the purchase order. Again, that go to vendor, but here after release, that will go to higher authority. Then if they approve, then it will release to vendor. Then checking the availability, then delivery, then GR. So this is the process now. Without release or before release, purchase order will get posted, that will go to vendor and he is going to check and deliver goods. Now after release, the PO, higher authority, if they approve, then it will release to vendor and he will going to deliver the material. So this is the concept. It is very much useful in real time because it is very much used in real time. Why? Because it will avoid the mistakes from end users, because all purchase order will be monitored by higher authority. All PO is going to come through higher authority. Okay, this is very much useful configurations in real time. Avoid the mistakes means, assume that you are looking for 100 quantity, but while posting the purchase order, end user mistakenly type 10 extra, that's 1000 quantity. What will happen? That will get released to, or that will go to vendor, and vendor is going to deliver the 1000 quantity, right? So at the time of payment, the payment will be huge. So in order to avoid all these kind of things, what we do, we are going to maintain the release strategy. And if end user is post 1000 quantity instead of 100 quantity, then what will happen? It will go to higher authority. They will check. If they require 1000 quantity, then they will approve. Otherwise, that will be get rejected. Then that purchase order will not go to vendor. Then no question of goods receipt, right? So this is a scenario. So here, who is the higher authority? So here, what I will give, I will going to give 3 higher authority like that. Like first higher authority will be finance manager. Whenever the purchase order post above 50,000 and below 1 lakh. If purchase order more than 50,000 and less than 1 lakh, then we require finance manager approval. If he approves, then it will get released to vendor. If he rejects, then it will not go to vendor. Then suppose if purchase order more than 1 lakh, then they are having another higher authority, that is purchase manager. Okay, here purchase manager having authority to approve above 1 lakh and below 2 lakh. If purchase order more than 1 lakh, we require the approval from these both persons. These both persons. Suppose if purchase order more than 2 lakh, then we require production manager, plant manager. Plant manager is having authority to approve more than 1 lakh. Or if purchase order more than 2 lakh, then we require all these 3 approvals. So this is, in this way we can maintain the configurations. Now there is no restriction, right? There is no release strategy. There is no higher authority maintained, right? Now what we can do, we can maintain the higher authority like that. We can maintain up to 8 higher authority, but advice is to create only 2 or maximum 3. That is more than enough for practice purpose. Like that, after that you can give some more value to MD, CEO, like that. But here go with like this, or here you can change the values. Like what I'll do, the purchase order above 1,000 rupees. Purchase order above 1,000 rupees, then 1 lakh to 1,000 to 1 lakh. Then we require finance manager approval, and above 1 lakh to 2 lakh, purchase manager as well as finance manager, and above 2 lakh, plant manager. Like that also we can create. Means every purchase order will be monitored by higher authority. Okay, in what level we are going to release? In what level we are going to release? Levels of release. So we are going to release at document type level. Document types level. Hope you remember in the previous classes we discussed about document types. Okay. So on the types or document types wise we can release. Document types I think we had created, or dash NB, maybe we'll check that one. Then plant level, we are having 2 plants, RPP1, RPP2, right? In that level, RPP1 and RPP2. Then third, value wise. So this is a value. This is a value. Above 1 lakh, then above 1 lakh to below 2 lakh, and about 2 lakh. So this is value wise. As we had created our document types, we are having our own plant. We are going to use that one. So that's the major purpose of creating document type. For release strategy, we are going to create, or we need to create release document types. Okay. So here, what are all configurations I need to maintain? What are all configurations and how to maintain all these configurations? First of all, I need to go with T code SC11. There is a T code called SC11, that is ABAP dictionary. ABAP dictionary. Usually this T code will be maintained by ABAP consultant to maintain the tables. So what is table? Table means where we are going to store our data. SAP so SAP is maintained in tables. All the data or all the configurations what we used to maintain or we used to do, that will be get saved in table level. So we'll discuss that one. I think at the time of pricing procedure, we create a table, right? In the same way, the standard table, as I told you, 0 to 500 is a standard table, right? Who is going to create that standard table? This ABAP consultant used to create that one. For pricing procedure, we maintain some tables by using the fields which is there in the system. We created the tables, but here the actual tables will be maintained by ABAP consultant. Here we need to go and here we need to check CEKKO. This table we request, this table we need to check. What is this? This is a communication between or communication of purchase release document. Under this we require some standard components. Standard components. So what is standard components? Like we need to check BSART, WERKS, then GNE TW. These components I need to check. So what is this? BSART means document types. Then WERKS means plant. GNE means value. As I told you, we are maintained the levels of release. We need to maintain the levels of release. Release will be at document type level, plant level we are going to release, and value wise release. Same components we can see here. Now, what are the configurations we did? The configurations we need to link with this standard components. That's the reason we used to come here in SC11 and we need to check all these components are there or not. Usually this is a standard component and standard table. You will get all the components here. 99.99% will be there. Don't worry about this one. If not there, you need to contact with web consultant. Okay. As I told you, it will be there. 99.99% will be there. But sometimes due to some server problem, you may not get all these components. But otherwise, maximum or 99.99% will be there. So for these components, we are going to assign these configurations which we created. That is a table communication of purchase release document. So configurations wise, as I told you, I need to make the link between these configurations with standard components. That is what we call as characteristics. Define characteristics. Characteristics. So what is characteristics? Characteristics means link between our configurations with standard components. Okay, here we require 3 characteristics. So first one is RPL document types, then RPL plant, then RPL dash value. These 3 components I need to create. And there we are going to assign these components. Okay. Okay, assign, I need to okay. Okay, first configuration is define characteristics. There we are going to assign our configurations with standard components, as we discuss what is standard component is, right. Then second configuration is define PO class. So what is PO class? Here what we do, we are going to assign or link all characteristic together. What are the characteristics we created? We need to link all characteristics together. So that is my second configuration. And third configurations, so defining of release groups, release codes, release codes, and the higher authority. So all these things we are going to maintain here. Then end user works. Here further assignment is not required because we created the characteristics, and for that characteristics we assigned with a standard components. So there is no assignment required to vendor or material. Straight away we'll go with purchase order and cross check purchase order. Cross check. We are going to post the purchase order. We'll see in purchase order we can able to see the release strategy. Then after that release purchase order, because we need to show or we need to see how the release has been blocked, or if it is there, it is not released to vendor when we are making the GR or when we are posting the GR. When it is not approved, then GR will not get, or GR is not possible, right? GR is not possible. So we need to check all these things. Usually in real time, the release of purchase order will not be maintained by end users, but here they can post the purchase order, but release authority will be higher authority. We had given the higher authority, right? they need to create, but here we can do the release of purchase order. Then goods receipt. Then goods receipt. So these are the end user activity, and these three is the configurations or consultant activity. And before that we need to go with this T code. Usually, as I told you, we are not going to use this ABAP dictionary, or we are not going to create any tables. Okay. For configuration purpose, we required some tables. As in our previous classes, we created some tables, right? But usually the tables will be maintained by the standard table. As I told you, standard tables or database tables will be maintained by ABAP consultant. So that is not our role. Now we'll see that one. We'll go with this T code and we'll see the tables and components. Okay, I'll come to easy access, and we're having tools here. Go to tools and ABAP workbench, then go to development, SE11, ABAP dictionary, and here database, select database table, and CKKO is a table. Here we cannot do any changes for this table. If you click on that, it will ask for some access key. This access key we are not having, so I'm not going to input anything here, or I don't have any access key. Okay, then we cannot create this. So see, already exists, choose another different. Usually ABAPers will be create, ABAPers means ABAP consultant used to usually create these tables. Okay, we can view this table. Click on display. Click on display. See, if you observe here, BSART document type component is BSART, and order types. How many characters we can use to create the document type? 4 characters, right? R.NB, R-NB, maybe like that we created, right? Only 4 characters we can use. And like that, come little bit down, WERKS planned. Here also we can use 4 characters. This is standard which is maintained system in system. Then I'll go with GNETW, that is total net order value. Here we can use 15 character or 15 digits, that is currency. Currency length. Okay, someone is here, it is saying 15, but it is data type is 10, length is 10, numeric field 10, length 10. Okay, 10 characters, sorry, 15. So this one, right? And this one, yes, 15 characters we can use. So this is a predefined things. Okay. Now we are having the components in this table. Now I need to link this table, right? For that I'll come to IMG level to create the characteristics. Okay, I'll go with IMG materials management, purchasing, then purchase order, release procedure for purchase order. First one, click on edit characteristics. The T code is CT04. CT04. Okay, here I'll give RPL dash document types or document type. Here click on create. You'll get screen like this. There I need to go to additional data. I'll go to additional data, and here I need to mention the table name. So, table, as we discussed, CKKO, and field name. Field is document type, right? BSART is a field name. Press enter and you will get information like this. Format data taken from ABAP dictionary. Just we went there and we saw the contents, right? Again we are getting the information like this. Just enter, press enter, it will come to basic data. You are in additional data, there we input this data and press enter, and that will come to basic data. If you observe here, description of this is order type, characteristics we already saw in the table, status release, number of characters 4, and single value, multiple value is there. So on the basis of requirement you can change, but here I'm not going to change anything here. So I'll go with this option. Description, come to description, the language and order type, it has been picked up automatically. Okay, then come to values. Descriptions it will take automatically, no need to input anything here. Here also in basic data, no need to input anything. Description also, the language and descriptions will pick up automatically. If you want to change, you can change. But our language will be in English, so I'm not going to change anything here. I'll come to values. What is the value I need to input here? So at the time of creation of document type, we had created the document type, our own document type, right? So either you can go with the ME21N, and here, let me check. Yes, R_NB is my document type. The same document which you created, that you need to mention here. R_NB and PO document types for company code RPL. Document types for company code RPL. Okay, now this was maintained, and go to additional data. Additional data we already went, so no need to mention here, or no need to go it again. Go to restriction, and here class type. See, so many class types is there, but I am going to select release strategy 032. Okay, 032 is there, that is release strategy. Okay, save this. Now the first character has been created, right? The first character, this one character has been created. Now I'll create second character, and here in the same screen I'll change the characteristics as RPL-plant. Click on create, go to additional data, table name CEKKO and WERKS. Again we'll get the information like this. If you enter again, basic data, see descriptions, status, it has been picked up automatically. And here we are having 2 plants, so I need to select multiple values. By default it will be in single value, but we are having more than 1 plant, right? That's the reason we need to select multiple values. Then go to description. So multiple values, the reference characteristics, okay, just an information. And again here the language and plant description has taken automatically. Go to values. Values means I need to input the plants. RPP1 is my plant, and here I need to give the description, production unit 1 for company code RPL. Then RPP2 production unit 2 for company RPL. Then go to restriction, class type is 032. Save this. So second characteristics has been created. Fine, we'll create a last one. Okay, RPL dash value, create, and here go to additional data first, table name CKKO, and here GNETW. Enter. Again we'll get the information like this, and one more thing we'll get, enter. If you are maintaining the value, then you need to input the currency. enter again. See, I need to mention the currency here. The remaining things will be carried out, or it will pick automatically, like description, release status, the number of character, decimals, right? So this automatically picked from table level. Then currency I will maintain INR. Then internals or interval values allowed. Interval values allowed. Then go to description. Again, the language and descriptions will be picked up automatically. No need to input anything here. Go to values. Here I'll give the value like above 1000 and below. Between these characters you need to give space. Above space 1000 space dash space lesser than space 1 lakh, like that. Then I'll come to next level. Above 1 lakh and below 2 lakh. Then third one above 2 lakh. Enter. See, it has to come like this. I need to give the space between characters or digits. Okay. Then go to restriction. Class type is 0. Save. Fine. These are the characters which we created. Okay. Now we'll create the PO plus. Okay. So that we are going to create tomorrow. We'll stop here today. We'll continue the class tomorrow. Okay, then bye. Good night.